Hey guys, how are you? Well, in this video, I want to talk about stealth camping and sleeping in your car and that whole process that you go through when you live on the road. So whether you're going to be full-time living in your car like I do, like I've done for the past 3 years, or if you're just going to be camping and traveling out of your car, I believe these tips will help you. So the first thing is, when you arrive to the place that you're going to be sleeping the night, I recommend that you arrive late. That's number one. So especially if you're stealth camping, if you're not at a campground. So arrive late, 10, 11, even 12 o'clock at night, because you don't want to be what they call like loitering. You don't want to be hanging around a certain area all day. You're going to have problems. So you want to go to your place, and it should not be in a residential area. It should not be in front of houses, in my viewpoint. I don't recommend you do that. I don't do that. So you want to arrive late, and you want to have your car prepared prior to arriving. Meaning that, you stop at a gas station or someplace maybe before going to your place you're going to, spend the night. And you set up your car, you put your window covers on, you crack your windows, you have your fan ready, you have your inverter power pack ready, everything's set up so that when you arrive to your location, that all you do is you turn off your ignition, you lock your car, you alarm it, and you get in the back of your vehicle, car or van, and you go to sleep. You don't want to bring attention to yourself. When you arrive, you also don't want to have music on. May seem like an obvious thing, but I like to drive with music on, so maybe you're just not being conscious of it, but you don't want to arrive to the place with music on. And obviously, you just want to be mindful also of your vehicle itself. If your vehicle itself is an eyesore, that's not good. It's something you have to be mindful of to keep the appearance somewhat, decent. So arrive late, and the next thing is, leave early. Leave early. Leave before the sun would come up. I would say you wouldn't want to stay in a location more than 7 a.m. In most instances, because again, you want to get in late, get out early, fly under the radar, do not cause a scene, do not cause a problem. Because why? You want to make your life simpler, not easier. You want to make your life simpler, not harder. You don't want to be a problem. You don't want to cause a problem. You don't want to be a problem. You just want to get in and you want to get out. And what you're going to need to remember is this constant movement, and this kind of like extra, like to make your bed set up and to have your car prepped. You're making another stop at a gas station or somewhere else, and then you're driving late at night. So you got movement, you're tired, it's late, and then you're waking up early and you're getting out again. And then, all this movement and commotion, this is the price you pay to live on the road, okay? And this is why if you're elderly, if you're sick, you need to make sure that you're ready for this, or that every night you're staying at a campground and that you're in a stable location, and you're keeping your moving limited. So you have to be cautious and conscious of your individual circumstance. I'm making this broad general video, but within this video are some specific things that you should be mindful of. And so, obviously, again, if you're younger, if you're going to be a little bit more mobile, if you're going to be stealthing, you want to fly under the radar, you want to acknowledge that you're going to pay a price. You want to live cheap, great. You want to take control of your finances. You don't want to be in the hook to everyone, great. But you also don't want to be a problem with the law. You don't want to be a problem for business owners or for residents. And you also are going to pay a price physically, mentally, and emotionally. That, you have a little bit more wear and tear on your body. Like the more you drive your car, the more mileage, the more wear and tear. And same thing with this lifestyle. The more movement, the more adapting, the more adjusting, the more change, the more wear and tear you put on yourself. So self-care has got to be top priority. And no entitlement either. You don't want to have a mindset of entitlement, like especially if you're stealth camping, you're not entitled to anything, okay? You know, in some cases, you know, you may not be entitled to anything. You may be wrong and illegally parked. So I don't recommend you do that, guys. But I have seen that there are people that they find a place to park, and that's fine. Do whatever. I'm not saying I don't do certain things, but I'm just saying you're not entitled to anything, okay? You know, when you pay for a campground, you're entitled to that spot for that time. And that's why I recommend, you know, have a 1,000 trails pass, be a tent camper when you can. The campgrounds aren't everywhere. But, you know, if you stay more than 4 to 6 weeks a year, you've paid for itself. Do some free camping, take out a permit, you know, truck stops, rest areas for one nights, and some stealth camping. You know, if that's what you're going to do, that's fine. I understand it. I'm not, you know, this is the lifestyle. These are the tips that I'm trying to share with you. Because, you know, look, I mean, it is what it is. I mean, a lot of times people know, like there's plenty of places I go and I scout the land first and I see, are there people here parking all night? And sometimes there are even RVs or the same vans. So I know like this area is what it is. And I see them, and I'm sure they see me, but you know, we respect each other's personal space. And that's the other thing is, you know, unless you know people, don't park directly next to anyone. You know, give yourself and other people space. At the same time, don't park in the middle of nowhere where you're like an eyesore, because like, what's that guy doing parked over there? So, because the biggest thing, as long as you're doing kind of what I'm saying, is if you're arriving late, leaving early, not making a mess in your surroundings, most times, unless businesses are particular about something, most time people are going to bother you. But if they do, one of the things that it may be an issue is people want to see, whether it's the cops or whoever, they want to know, like, you know, you're not doing drugs or you're not, you know, causing any problems. Because look, the nomadic lifestyle is some people that are adventure seekers or minimalist or whatever. They just are non-conforming. But you are also mixed in with a lot of people who are either drug addicts, mental illness, etc. Look, that's the life of a nomad / homeless person. A lot of great, look, there's a lot of decent people that you'll meet. But look, there are a lot of people that they're not living in their vehicle because it's an adventure or because they're non-conforming. They're living in their vehicle because they got no other choice, okay? And maybe they made their own bed too. Like I say, they may have a drug problem or a mental problem. So it's not like, you know, go cry your eyes out for everyone, because look, a lot of people make their own bed too. So, but what I'm trying to tell you is fly under the radar, okay? Fly under the radar. And you're going to pay a price for the cheap life. And it's going to be wear and tear on yourself. I do it. I've done it. Will I do it forever? I don't know. Like I say, I think gradually, as you get older, you know, you have to be more mindful of if you want to get an RV or some type of either a Class B or a van and stay more and longer at campgrounds rather than always moving or always stealthing. So look, guys, you have pockets of windows in your life to do certain things, but nothing lasts forever. So you have to be conscious of that. You have to have an exit strategy. You have to play out the worst case scenario. You know, and you also should enjoy the journey, because like I say, I've done it for 3 years. Overall, it's been positive. Have there been some negatives? Yes, I shared some with you. I share a lot with you. You can look at my channel. I have a whole playlist documenting my journey, the ups and downs. And this is kind of like just some thoughts I want to share with you on stealth camping and living in your car, in a mindset, an environment that you're going to be in a lifestyle that you're going to be living. You know, if you are just a person, I understand it, and I'm the same way, where you want to save maximum money or you want to control your money. But if you're just unrealistically looking at, oh, I'm not going to pay rent, and you are not realistically looking at what you're going to have to deal with, don't blame anyone else if you end up, you know, doing something bad, because you're not mentally mature enough to evaluate life. And, you know, but I'm not really speaking to those people, because those people, it is what it is. I mean, I'm just trying to prepare the people that are really responsible and just trying to take an honest look. Consider all factors. Try to fly under the radar. Be prepared that you're going to spend money in gas and wear and tear, and you're going to pay a price yourself, but you're also going to have some great rewards of living a free life, of living on your terms. But just remember, you're in public shared environments, not your environment. It's not your house. You don't have a house now, okay? And so, you know, you are not entitled to a certain place necessarily, okay? So I hope this video helped you in some way. If it did, click that thumbs up button, share the video, subscribe if you're not. Check out my playlist and my Patreon, and I'll see you guys in the next one. Peace and love.